looks so fly today, dude. The hat with the shirt with the recording on for the Evil Scuba Diver video. Radio by Future is the new single out. We're gonna listen. New album on the way. The Real Me. Huh. Future's gonna give us the real him. What could that possibly mean? What is the possible spill that he is going to be spilling? Not sure. Let's hear him out.
It's not for the radio.
What makes something not for the radio? Because for me right now, Future, this is sounding like a sonic wave file that could be played over a Sirius XM wavelength the same way I'm playing it over streaming. So why is this not for the radio? Are you too explicit? Are you too much of a dog, D-A-W-G, for it to be on the radio? Because this sounds like something that should be on the radio. The song's called Radio, by the way, not for the radio. So
She a baddie, so keep me motivated, keeping her around. I can't lose my temper, my members need me now.
Okay, that's actually pretty interesting there. Future's basically talking about like how he needs to hold himself emotionally accountable to be a man, to be like the boss persona. He doesn't have the luxury to like indulge in emotion or crash out. He has to stay monolithic as a structure because there's people around him that depend on him and depend on his frame game. How well can he maintain his frame? You know, that's directly correlated to his monetary gain. Ooh, I'm freestyling because I rhyme, stop playing. Evil Scuba Diver, green hat, green shirt, he looking sway. Back it up, he looking cray, and he driving in the car, sunglasses seeing shade, and the leaves so green and the light so bright, I can't even really tell if I am alive. What? In all seriousness, I can really get down with a message like that. You know what I mean? Like holding your own in whatever storm or whatever chaos or calm that you are subject to, and doing so without self-destructing. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Future isn't thinking this far ahead, but his album being called The Real Me, and this little verse here talking about how like the real me needs to be held up and needs to be, you know, constructed monolithically via sacrifice and via discipline and not giving into emotions. I don't know, is that the real you then, Future? If you're constantly second guessing yourself, or not second guessing, but I guess neutering a side of you that could be perceived as weaker because it's more emotional or because it's less solid as like a monolithic entity. Where's the Future who cries? Where's the Future who genuinely weeps at someone passing? Where's the Future who genuinely gets lovey-dovey and romantical? Is he in there somewhere, or does he have to be turned off forever to make the actual like cohesive brand of Future stay alive? Because he needs the aura, he needs the monolithic structure. Monolithic is the word of the day, it seems like. I don't know, man, doesn't feel like you're showcasing the real you, but maybe the fact that you're being honest about the fact that you're playing a persona of yourself and you're having to hold yourself accountable to keeping up with the persona is actually you being authentic. It's like, hey, like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm dealing with. The real me is somebody who is constantly trying to be a version of me. That's a wild little way to think about this as well.
Put you down on some real shit without even trying. It's not for the radio. It's not for the radio.
If it's not for the radio, I ask again, who is it for? That is the cliche, right? A lot of rappers say this isn't for the radio because it's like it's too hard or it's too savage or I'm just like too out there. But if we're taking the context of what Future is saying in this verse, like I have to keep myself disciplined to be me. I can't be too emotional, otherwise people around me are going to get emotional. I have to keep my ideation of myself solid so that people around me can eat and I can eat as well. Then that almost paints the song as like this is not for the radio because it's too personal. This is not for the radio because it's too hard, but it's not for the radio because this is the real me and it's too personal, and it's like I only want the people who rock with me to really listen to this thing. And the beat is still hard, it still sounds like a Future song, and it's not like he's woe is meing on the track or rapping over some experimental harp industrial IDM or anything like that, but it is very pertinent the fact that he is talking about lyrically like I am a persona. He has to craft himself in order to be this thing. That's like such a predicament. I guess we're all expressing ourselves to some extent though, and that's really sort of where the tragedy lies of the situation. Is like the shirt and the hat I threw on today is subconsciously, you know, supposed to signal something to anybody who sees me in their peripheral. Like it's not like I threw on some bullshit or I'm walking around shirtless or walking in a trash bag, right? There's a reason I picked this shirt and I picked this hat. There's a reason you picked your shirt and you picked your hat. If you're even wearing a hat right now, it's because it's like that you just wanted people to see that on on you. You thought it reflected some portion of you. To me, this is reflecting that I just like when shit matches, bro. Green and green. If you see me in your peripheral, I'm going to be cohesive. You can count on it. But effectively, it's not me. You know what I mean? If I was fully me right now, I would be naked, not talking. To be real, that would be fully me. Putting clothes on top of my body and coming up with my own fashion style is essentially just egocentric. Even talking right now is me presenting words in a way through my body in a presentable fashion. I could talk like this. I could talk like this the whole video. I could like really force my voice and like talk really deep like this. And like every time I got like enamored about something, I'd be like, yo, what the hell, dude? That was sick. Like I have the ability to talk like that. I also have the ability to like kind of like talk like this. Like I could just like kind of like be like low energy with it and be like, yo, what's going on, guys? It's Eagle Scuba Diver. Like let's talk about some music or whatever. But that's not me. That's like not my energy. Or I mean, it is me. I have that energy within me, but I choose to talk this way. Right? Like I like this. This is me. This is like, this feels right. Like in all honesty, it feels right. So if it feels right, does that mean it feels right because it's just my soul is saying it does? Or does it feel right because my ego has found something that secures me and now I'm just running with it and just living? If I had to guess, I think it's probably the latter. I think it's probably always going to be the latter. I think we're more animalistic than soul creatures if we're really like getting real with it. Like we always like to think of ourselves as like souls within the human body, but like our organism side, our animalistic side, it gets so strong sometimes. I gotta actually kind of double back into the themes there for a bit. Okay, I spun the song back. I took a look at the lyrics as well. After further analysis, I'm reading into it too much. Future doesn't even really care about half the shit he's saying on this song. The first half he's talking about splurging out on his words, not mine. I would never call a beautiful angelic creature such as a woman something as provocative and just disassociative as H.O. That is like, oh my god, it takes away so much beauty from the angelic, majestic creation creatures they are. They make it the baby. But that's how Future thinks of these glorious, godly creatures. So we'll go with that. And half the song is talking about how he just spends money on them and he wants to attain a frame in order to keep the baddest ones around him. Really, after taking a second look at the lyrics, I'm realizing that, like, I don't know if Future needs my analysis, to be real. I'm kind of just, like, punching up. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Even Future doesn't really care about what he's saying that much. It's not for the radio. I know it's why it's not for the radio now. It's just because you decided it was, and I guess you decided it wasn't. You needed a hook for your song. You said it's not for the radio. But damn, never mind. Scrap the video, I guess. Scrap everything I just said. Or don't, because it's still pertinent. I mean, I came up with the synapse connection, so I guess that means it's pertinent in some respect. You know, really kind of unfortunate. I feel like we live in an era right now where there are artists who give us so much to analyze that we, like, feel the need to analyze everything, even from the artists who give us nothing to analyze, and then we kind of get like in this like cognitive dissonance loop of like, okay, are the artists really giving us stuff filled with intention, or are we just schizophrenically giving it intention because we feel like the artist is doing that when they're not? They don't even care that much. I don't know. It's like, it's the care principle, right? Does the artist actually care that much about what he's saying, or does the person consuming the art actually care way more than the artist is making it? Essentially, this video is me caring about Future's art more than Future cares about it, because I'm actually willing to expound and give it the benefit of the doubt with like some sort of crazy hypothesis analysis on what the song means, when in reality it literally means nothing. It's just like whatever he thought of at the time that sounded hard. Kind of disappointing when you think of it in that light. It's like, okay, then my hypothesis really meant nothing because you didn't even hypothesize enough to put something into it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, maybe that's like kind of cooler that I came up with a hypothesis from something that was nothing, because that's what we do with life. We make meaning out of nothing. Existence precedes essence. Bro, I'm on my existentialist arc at the moment. A lot of thoughts are relating back to like Sartre and like existentialism is a humanism, and like been reading a lot of Heidegger and stuff like that recently too. So it's like, I don't know, that's just on the mind right now. That's like, I think that's kind of like a through line for these last couple of videos of me reacting to music and then coming up with my own synapse connection. But that's the Future song. That's the single. It's called Radio. The album's titled The Real Me. I guess we'll see who the real Future really is. If I'm getting a glimpse into him through this song, I can just tell you off the bat, Future is somebody who, one, probably doesn't care too much about like the title of his song and what it means, but also he's somebody who just cares about attaining and maintaining frame. That's really kind of what we're getting from this little fraction of the album so far. There's probably a good reason for it. It's because he is Future and he needs to keep his future, you know, bright by being Future, you know, so he doesn't like succumb to just like not not having money and shite. But we'll see who the real future is when the full album drops. I don't know. That's the thoughts, that's the articulation, that's the yap, that's the bit. Thank you for watching the video. Keep it evil, keep it beautiful, keep it goodbye.
Already legendary.